people easily approach Hanoi with the photographer's lens rather than the hidden written stories. After the success of the series #MyHanoi, this time, the US cable news network CNN seeks for the writers who know a lot about this vibrant capital city to tell the story in another perspective. The latest Hanoi POV series showcased a new perspective of Hanoi with the local bloggers, journalists, and even music composer ideas. Hanoi Times have a brief discussion with Melissa, the producer of the show, for a deeper view.
So the name of the show is Hanoi POV, POV for point of view. And what we want to do is we want to take people through the city using local residents as their guide. So you can see the city through the eyes of its residents, the people who know the city best. And each one offers a different point of view through their various expertise, which ranges from food to fashion, art, music, and literature. So I hope the program helps remind people that travel's about more than just sightseeing. A good trip should give you a new perspective, and sometimes that can be as simple as going somewhere familiar but seeing it with a fresh pair of eyes. So I hope that it really helps people open up to trying something new. So for this program, we wanted to look for writers, but I wanted to be inclusive and creative with what that meant. So we have an acclaimed author, but also a famous songwriter. We have bloggers and also former journalists. So the really key criteria is that these people could give our global audience a really unique experience from a diverse point of view. I think we started working on the series in early August, and we have a great team here in Hong Kong who helped come up with different ideas, from guests to include in the show to different ways that we could shoot it. And when we actually got to Hanoi, it was late September, early October, and we only had about one day with each of our guests because they can only have a limited amount of time with us. So that's always the challenge, to try and fit everything in when you can't always control things like the weather or the traffic. But honestly, the hardest part is editing the final show, because everything that we shoot is something that I love and really want to share with our audience, but you only have a 30-minute show in the end to get that across. So for the style of our show, POV, point of view, for some of the shots with each guest, we followed behind them to film from their perspective. But what that meant for my cameraman, Tom, is sometimes he would have to step into the street, which always made me nervous, but I'm glad that by the end of the show, he learned how to step into the street safely. We also got to meet a lot of just really great people who shared some special experiences with us. Of course, it's always a treat to taste local food, and I really enjoyed having the fish noodle soup, the bun kaffa, with our great food bloggers. And they also recommended a unique restaurant that specializes in bugs. So we tried some fried grasshoppers for dinner, and it turns out they're really tasty. But I think my favorite memory actually was just walking around Hoon Kiem Lake on a Friday evening, because I didn't realize that this street shuts down and all the busy cars, the traffic just stops. And people come out, families, children, just to play, and it feels like a fun festival, and that was just really fun. I came to Hanoi for a holiday with my husband a few years ago. We try to go someplace new every spring, and neither of us had been to Vietnam before. So we enjoyed getting to learn about the really unique history here, and also to sit on the streets having a bia hoi, meeting local people, and tasting some really delicious things.